This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the speed. Open up your eyes, open up your ears.
We already have a theme song. You don't need to add your own theme song to the...
Yeah, but I want you to bring the theme song down,
Okay.
right? So then it's like fireworks shooting off at the start of the show.
Right.
And then it cuts to us at the announcers table.
Welcome everybody to Wednesday War Games episode number 46. Joining me as always is my good friend Liam. Liam,
That was perfect.
fireworks. So
Yes.
I like fireworks in empty arena shows because it makes it even more absurd. It's like, why are you doing fireworks? You're shooting fireworks off for nobody.
You're shooting them off... Well, now they're shooting them off for like 200 people. At least one of the companies are.
Well, apparently they're struggling to sell tickets for this week's Dynamite. Clearly off an ice cold all out. They couldn't sell the ticket. Also because they're running the same building every week and no one wants to go get COVID to watch wrestling.
But the thing is, it's also like... Do you really want to spend... Like, they're still charging premium, like, $50 tickets or something. It's like, do you really want to pay that every week?
No,
Maybe
I
you go,
wouldn't.
I'll skip this week, I'll go next week. Plus, you don't even get the dark matches. Phew, what's the point?
Oh, yeah, that is a plus that adds to the experience, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. I was watching Kitchen Nightmares before we started this, and it was an episode in Long Island, and like Mick Foley just shows up as one of the diners, and
Hell yeah.
they don't mention it. It's not like it's Mick Foley, a best-selling New York Times author and professional wrestler. Mick Foley has entered the
They
restaurant,
probably don't know it.
but like they show him, they like actively show him walking in, but they don't acknowledge it. So like somebody there in the Kitchen Nightmares production team, it's like that's Mick Foley.
It's probably just like, wow, look at this hairy man walking in.
He is a distinct-looking individual.
Let's get him on the camera. And they just didn't realize who he was.
Yeah, Mick Foley's not a big enough star for Kitchen Nightmares to acknowledge. It was very upsetting because you know my affinity for Mick Foley. I book him in every TEW game I've ever done in my life.
He's probably the greatest of all time.
I literally just sent you a TEW game in which I just signed Mick Foley. So
Yeah, and made him a part of a major angle in 2009 with a bunch of other old dudes.
as a heel, no less, but still. Let me tell you, the Randy Savage against Mick Foley Bound for Glory match is going to tear down the house.
I hope they have like a ridiculously good match.
It's going to be the best match in my company's history. Like, the main event of that show, which I won't spoil for you and you alone, because it'll be real till it comes. But the main event of that match is going to be like a 75, and then it's going to be like 86 for Mick Foley against Randy Savage, and I'll be so upset.
I can explain why that happens though.
Because they're stars.
Well, no, because with every product choice that you make, it'll either be, if the match is better in ring, it'll be a 60-40 split that way, but if it's better in popularity, it'll be a 60-40 split the other way. So, like, the match will change depending on if they are better stars than they are workers.
So yes, Randy Savage has returned to the ring in 2009 TNA to face Mick Foley in a battle for control of the company.
Hell
This is
yes.
my TNA file.
It's exactly what Impact should be. TNA, TNA, TNA.
Every week we talk about WWE, NXT, and AEW Dynamite. NXT won last week, so we will talk
Whoa.
about NXT first.
Thanks to us.
Yeah, it is thanks to us. We did pick. The poll, once again, just voted for AEW. The sheeple who love Tony
Yeah.
Khan just voted for AEW regardless.
Florida to Dixie.
Can't give these poor underdog NXT people a chance. Triple H is doing his best every week, and they just throw the votes to
Only
AEW.
600k.
Hey, it was like 800 and something when they were unopposed.
Yeah. Super Tuesday.
Oh, that's the first thing I want to mention. They called this show Super Tuesday 2 instead
Why
of
did they use
Super...
columns?
But instead, I don't know, I don't care. But they didn't call it Super Tuesday, as in Super with two day. Why didn't they do that? It's right there. It's right there, NXT.
It's a very confusing structure. And is it going to be like how for 6 months every Raw was a Super Show when they eventually just move it to Tuesday? They just keep adding.
Did you see the new name for Raw?
Wait, there's a new name for Raw?
Yeah, it's In Your Face Raw.
I assumed that was like AEW Bash at the Beach Dynamite. Like,
No,
I assumed
it's
it was
their
just
new
like for a
tagline.
week. Is it every week?
I'm pretty sure it's every week.
Because it's a pretty big Raw that they're doing this week, so I assumed it was just for this particular Raw.
I think it's just the new tagline for Raw. I think it's Raw in your face. In your face Raw.
They really, like, which, by the way, very lewd, but I don't know why they think that just adding taglines to TV will fix their problems. They do it all the time.
I wasn't going to watch Raw this week, but now that they've added the in your face tagline,
Hell yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch Raw this week.
I've started watching some SmackDown because I got to watch the big dog.
Who's doing good
Confirmed
numbers,
draw.
by the way. Who's his main event or his Wrestling Observer Hall of Case. Hall of Name
Case Low.
Yes, Hall of Case Low. Who now gets a shout out every week on this podcast, apparently. His case.
Move
doing
over,
real
John.
well.
It's the Case show now.
It nearly was the Case show, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm ready for that big Uso Roman Reigns match.
That's the most interesting WWE title match there's been in like a very long time.
Like, I really hope it just goes with Reigns beats him up and then he's like, alright, I'll be your second now. But I want the match to be like a 4.5-star banger. Let's go, Jey Uso.
Is there a difference between the Usos in terms of wrestling quality? I've never identified it.
I've always, I think the running meme is that Jimmy Uso's the better worker.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it goes. But I'm unsure.
It's like, I'm still one of those people who's like, I can't tell the difference between the Usos. But also, like, wrestling-wise, I can't tell the difference between the Usos. And they do the same moves, which doesn't help.
Yeah. I started being able to tell the difference between them when they turned heel. Because they would wear clothes that were like, had not a theme, but had a connective thread where like one would always wear long pants, one would wear short. And then I was like, I started piecing it together. But now, I don't think I'd... Oh, what if they twin magic in this match?
They should. Do it.
And
Do it.
Roman can tell though, so he's like, wait, you're not Jay. That'd be a great spot.
Yeah, I'm into that match. That's a cool... That, Dominic Mysterio, obviously the biggest star in the world.
Yes. He's facing Seth Rollins in a steel cage. I wonder if it'll be the same steel cage
They should...
that we saw this week on NXT.
Isn't Drew against Keith Lee a cage match as well?
No, that's just a normal match.
I'm pretty sure that's a cage match.
No, I saw the YouTube rundown from Raw in Your Face.
Oh, it's a misleading headline I saw because I literally just searched the phrase "raw in your face" because it's like in your face and it's inside a steel cage, and then the graphic is Keith Lee against thing. So I thought that was the cage match.
No.
Curse you, What Culture Wrestling, and your misleading headline.
And your misleading promotion.
Defiant, more like defiant.
Got him. And then there's also, because we're apparently just running down Raw in Your Face, there's a big Raw Tag Team Champions versus SmackDown Tag Team Champions match.
Oh, they're unifying the belts.
They're not unifying the belts. It's non-title. It's just make one of our champions look like shit match.
That's a very classic WWE.
Remember when they would just like randomly book WWE champion versus World Heavyweight Champion on a Raw? And it's like, if you're going to do that, like, it should be a big deal. Not just a random Raw.
Speaking of a big deal, Finn Balor is the new NXT champion. How do you feel about this?
Fuck yeah. He
He's
was the
the
best
right
choice
choice.
of the four.
Yeah, easily.
This match was good. And I'm excited for it. I think Cole should probably get the fuck out of NXT now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of annoyed that this was the first match on the show. I'm not a big, like, structured of, like, having to have the world title at the end of the show, but, like, when you're crowning a new champion for a vacant belt, probably should be at the end of the show.
Well, you have the setup takedown time of the cage, but then you just open the show with the cage match instead, I guess. So that eliminates the setup takedown time of the cage match. If the show is live, which it might not even be.
See, I was going to ask you, like, was this taped the same day that they did the Iron Man?
I have no idea. That would be quite cruel. It's like, all right, you've wrestled for 60 minutes. Here's another 23 on top of it for the title.
Yeah, I was going to say, because about, I don't know, 12, 14 minutes into this match, they made a point of saying that, like, Balor and Cole seemed more tied than they were in the Iron Man match. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it was taped at the same day as the Iron Man match.
But that's just good wrestling, Liam. They're selling because they'd wrestled 60 minutes the week prior.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I like this match a lot. I don't know what you thought of it, but like it was very much, NXT main event, but it wasn't 40 minutes, which is like the perfect structure for an NXT main event.
Yes, it was, I think, 23, which falls into my every major match should be 15 to 23 minutes. So it's just on the top end of my 15 to 23 minutes, but I'll allow it. Also, it falls into the Finn is having a sneaky good year category.
Yeah, and I thought Cole was really good in this match too.
Blah, Finn. We're all about Finn, obviously.
Yeah, sorry, I'm ignoring Cole's contributions to that match.
My favorite thing about NXT is just announcers just like shouting the word 1916 at the top of their lungs. I find it weirdly like bizarre.
I don't know about you, but like every time I see like Finn XXX, I just read it as fuck. Like I don't know if that's the point, but like it's just he just has Titantrons that have the word fuck all over them now for me.
To be fair, every photo he puts on Instagram doesn't even need that text to have the same subtext. He's just like, oh yes, fuck.
He does exude an aura of fuck.
He really does. I hate the prinks. I hate that they write it as PRIXE. It's like, I'm fine with the idea that they're crossing out the C to be like, oh, it's edgy. He's edgier than he used to be. But when they actually like put the word prinks on things, it's like, no, this looks stupid. Fella.
Prinks Devitt. When they did like the big we kick out of each other's finishes thing in this, but like they did like the Cole one, which is like, okay, Cole, but then they had Cole kick out of the coup de grace, which was like, oh wait, no one's kicked out of that yet.
Was it true that no one's kicked out of it? It feels like somebody's probably kicked out.
Brock
of it, right?
had to have kicked out of it.
Surely somebody's kicked out of the coup de grace. I refuse to accept that nobody in WWE history has ever kicked out of the coup de grace.
I need to watch the Lesnar match to see if they purposely avoided him hitting it on Lesnar or something. Because that would be the one where I was like, maybe they meant no one's kicked out of it in NXT?
Which might be true. And if nobody has ever kicked out of it, I will give Finn an immense amount of credit for protecting a finisher in an era where nobody protects a finisher.
To be fair, like, the 1916 always gets kicked out of. Like,
yeah, but that's the reason he has the
like
kill shot.
7 times a match.
It's perfectly fine to have a move everybody kicks out of if you have a move nobody kicks out of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he had something to deflect their endless needs for kickouts onto.
But yes, Vic Joseph just shouting the words, reverse 1916 at the top of his lungs.
What does an implied reverse 1916 mean?
I don't know, like, he actually, he said something like reverse, he double negative it, so it should have just been 1916. I criticized Vic Joseph in my head at the time, but I watched the show on Tuesday, and he watched the show like 10 minutes ago, so we have distinctly different memories of this show.
He should have swapped it around and called it the 1619. Or, adversely, the Suddy Blunday.
What happened in 1619? I'm going to Google it. 1619. Oh, no, it's the 1619 project. So there you go. Then you get political. It's political in a completely different way.
I was going to say, and if there's one thing the Finn Balor character loves, it's getting into politics.
But yes, Finn Balor is your new NXT champion.
Yeah, and he looks great with the belt.
He does. He looks... And there's a backstage promo we got later in the show where it's classic belt makes him look naked. It's like, God damn it, Finn.
Good shit.
Robert Stone continues to be bullied on this show.
I feel bad for the dude, man.
Like, relentlessly. Io Shirai's just picking on him, and Shotzi Blackheart keeps running him over with her tank, and he took a moonsault on this show. Leave poor Robert Stone alone.
I do appreciate that, like, the blow-off to the Shotzi Blackheart Robert Stone feud was her setting up a title match with Io. Like, a non-title match, but I assume it'll eventually go into a title feud with Io. But I just like that was the final thing to just, I'm running over a dude repeatedly. I now get to fight the champion.
That's the classic pure sports build that we know and love in pro wrestling.
I love pure wrestling.
Logical build to major title matches full of tanks.
We're going to beat up someone together, and we're going to look like... They look like they were having great fun beating up the Robert Stone brand, I have to admit.
It's probably, in fairness, it is probably good fun to beat up Robbie E, which is probably why people do it, but it's unfair!
I did like this, though, because it was a good excuse of, like, hey, why wasn't Aaliyah interfering in the main event? She got beat up.
She got killed, yes. But Robert got killed and he interfered in the main event. So
But he has to. He's getting paid to be there.
continuity is all over the place.
The man could take the damage, clearly. Urgh.
He is a former X Division and television champion. So there you go.
And tag team champion, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, bromance. I was like, him and when you said that, it's like, oh yeah, no, him and Rob never won Robbie T never won the title. Of course, the bromance.
Yes, me, official Impact fan number 1.
Yes, indeed.
Remembers everything. I was going to say adversely, I know nothing about TNA. I just only know about Impact.
Your favorite segment on the show, the segment you gave me blow by blow of while you were watching it. We'll do the whole thing now.
I think I gave you like 1 point of note from it.
Listen, you gave me at least 2. You were like, you were concerned. You said Johnny Gargano's a giant nerd.
Yeah, and he rules.
He's the best. He's the best thing on the show.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's a gigantic nerd, but he's awesome.
You critiqued the salad and pasta combination they were going for.
Alright, listen. I am a man who has eaten many a spaghetti mixed with salad next to it. I just think it's a rough combination. It's just, if you're gonna eat spaghetti, make spaghetti enough spaghetti that it's your full meal. You don't need to have a side salad with it. And putting it on the same plate, that's just confronting. I say all this with like many years of previous experience doing it. I'm just saying. I expect more from the Gargano household.
And if people came over to visit, you wouldn't do it.
No! Like, if they're coming over to visit, I think spaghetti is a fine option, right? Like, that's a big food that you can give to a lot of people, a lot of carbs, gonna fill everyone up, good times.
No one doesn't like spaghetti.
I just think a cheap side salad, like, with it, you gotta have, like, a little mini plate next to it at least. You can't be mixing the greens in with the meat and the mince. That's ridiculous.
Maybe, Liam, that's part of the deep storytelling.
Damn, that's the Gargano way.
Yeah, it's an insincere meal. They deliberately gave her a nonsensical meal that no one would like so that she wouldn't enjoy it.
I wish she was, like, vegan and they prepared her, like, just spaghetti. They didn't give her any of the salad. She's just like, what the fuck? You knew this.
Tegan Knox visited. We used to be best friends. It's like, oh, I forgot.
Ooh, I thought that was a phase.
Tegan Knox went to the Gargano household. They had dinner. The dinner went badly. Actually, the dinner went well for a while until Tegan Knox was like, I would like to be champion. And Candice was like, wait a minute, I want to be champion. And then they had a food fight because, as you said, it's like the peak of all WWE comedy is food fights.
It's like, did they not realize that both of them had the same goal? Like, did Candice just assume that Tegan was there just to have matches with people?
I love that that's the point that they fell out. That's just like, wait a minute. You're going to be champion?
I like the subtle baby faceness of like having Candice throw actual food at her and then having her respond with just water.
Yeah. Healthy
it's
option.
like Candice is actually like a bad person. She threw food on her. Knox just replied with water. That's fine. That dries off. You'll be fine. Don't even need to change your shirt.
Though she did then dump a bowl of pasta on Johnny's head.
That's Gargano. And that's his way.
That's true.
I did like how he's like, is this awkward because I'm here? I'm going to go upstairs. Which is like me at every family dinner. I'm like, can I just bounce?
I enjoy the Garganos. They're stupid. They're the best thing on the show.
This segment was good because they didn't do the evil voice when they talk about our evil plans.
They're just nerds.
Yeah, which is how they should always be presented. It's like the minute Gargano stops becoming realistic is when he's cool. Because he's not a cool guy.
He just always has to be a goof.
Yeah.
I love Johnny. He's legitimately my favorite thing on the show.
Before we skip to the worst bit,
okay.
I do want to put over the Thatcher's Thatch Can segment because I did really like that they were doing film study, and then later on, Damian Priest was like, "Who studies film?"
I'm just gonna punch you in the face.
I don't know. Everybody should be studying their opponents.
Priest is just like, I like the party, and then I'm just gonna do my moves and win.
I'm gonna do my moves and win, and then we're gonna fuck. There's a lot of fuck energy. Hey, a lot of the champions have fuck energy on this show now. Even Breezango.
See, NXT's the cool brand again. It's back with the kids.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're the pro NXT show.
It did win, and yeah. But the funny part is, like, Damian Priest is like, who watches tape? Only dumbasses. And he's gonna win. He's gonna beat Thatcher.
He's gonna prove him right. It's like, Thatcher. Poor Thatcher, man. Just do something. Don't put him in a feud with a champion if he can't win it.
Velveteen Dream defeated Ashanti the Adonis.
Ashanti the Adonis ruled in this.
Tahuti Miles. I'm actually kind of because I don't like the name Ashanti. Adonis is a bland wrestling name. Come on, but Tahuti. I've been on the Tahuti Miles train. Search my Twitter. I watch 205 Live. I'm on the Tahuti Miles train.
I'm not sure I know who that is. Who this is beyond this match. I don't remember.
I've always been on board. Legitimately, if I were booking the show, I'd just swap the result of this match. Tahuti Miles wins in 90 seconds, and Velveteen Dream is never seen again. But
wow, that'd be great.
Tahuti Miles on NXT, rebranded as Ashanti the Adonis. Again, don't like the Adonis name, but still.
I like that his literal last name is Adonis, and his nickname is just the.
And now it's the with 2 E's.
Oh. Sorry, I did, but still, just having like a nickname be the.
Yes,
pretty
the
funny.
Adonis. That's like Brian Kendrick's nickname was the.
Yeah, just call him the Ashanti.
After the match, Kushida beat the shit out of Velveteen Dream,
which is a very wholesome thing to see. The problem is we keep saying, it's not that it's okay, but we keep looking for the good in these segments by saying they get beat up at the end, but then it's no, but they're still on TV.
Yeah, they're still on national television in front of 800,000 people.
Which, it's just ugh. It's annoying.
Breezango had a pre-tape. Do you remember this Breezango pre-tape? You just watched it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I definitely watched the pre-tape. For sure.
Sure?
Watched it. Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I watched it.
The Colossal Bronson Reed defeated Austin Theory.
Hell yeah. Boo.
Right, good result. The match was, I don't know, I don't care.
Bronson Reed has a cool not music video, entrance video.
I don't
That shit rules.
I know it's the Colossal bit, but is there anything else?
Where he walks through the city and then it blows up and it says the Colossal. It's great.
He's colossal. He's quite large.
He's a kaiju.
So I assume they're still building towards Bronson Reed against Damian Priest?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be a title match, which would be cool. Once he, sweeps that Timothy Thatcher nobody under the rug.
Listen, he's the nerd who loses all his matches. He is a nobody.
He's the new Cameron Grimes.
Roderick Strong defeated Killian Dane.
Yep.
Cool. After the match, Spud tried to make the save, got beaten up. Killian Dane kind of made his own comeback. But then, with the bat that Spud came out with... Because Spud came out with a bat, tried to make the save, failed. Then Dane got the bat and made his own comeback. And then Spud got laid out by Dane. The dude cannot win.
This Killian Dane slow build babyface push is very weird.
Listen, you're going to get Breezango against Killian Dane and Drake Maverick tag team matches. And it's going to be very strange.
No, I'm not. So... Dane got new music now, right? And it's just
I don't know Killian Dane's old music well enough to know whether or not he has new music.
He had you remember he had not the helicopters, but he had explosions in the street, blah blah blah, car bombs. It was all very cool and subtle.
Yeah, nuanced.
Yeah. It feels like that was years ago. Was Dane done Priest?
In the history of the world, given the way the last year has gone, it is years ago.
It's years ago, yet that one takeover match is still going.
It's to this day. Some say Pete Dunne doesn't even know coronavirus has happened. Still
Pete.
wrestling the match.
I miss Pete Dunne, man. I want a show that desperately needs non-problematic stars. We couldn't get Pete. We can't we can sneak everyone else over for whatever. We can't get Pete Dunne.
He'll be working the most non-problematic show of all, Liam, probably NXT UK.
Oh, is that happening? Is that still a thing?
They're filming shows in the BT studio.
Oh, that studio looked cool. I did see that.
It is a fancy.
It looks better than the Performance Center.
Because it probably has real money put into it as opposed to WWE.
I like that. You can, if there's two words to describe WWE, fake money is up there.
WWE, it's so frustrating to watch because they're so cheap. They do
They
everything
have
badly.
so much money, and they don't spend any of it on their actual product.
Yeah, it's like we do everything the last minute, and like part of it goes back to like Vince rips up scripts like Monday morning, so it's that they can't actually plan anything for Raw because like Vince will rip it up and throw it out the window. It'll be a waste of money, so they just do it all cheaply at the last minute. And it's like, you have all the money in the world and you don't produce anything cool.
And then like they'll randomly spend money on Erick Rowan's spider and make a mechanical spider out of nowhere.
And then that'll go nowhere as well. So yay! And then they'll fire him.
Biggest flop of the 2010s. Erick Rowan should have been a major star.
Should he?
Yep, I love Erick Rowan now. That's a new thing I'm doing.
You a big fan of the Vintner?
I've been watching a lot of Erick Rowan matches. I watched
Remember the
5
Vintner
last
gimmick?
night.
Why did you watch 5 Erick Rowan? I assume they were tag matches.
Nope.
You were
I
just
watched
watching Erick Rowan
singles matches.
What are you doing? Where is your life going?
Erick Rowan, Aleister Black from 2019, 4.5 stars. Go watch it.
Is it actually 4.5 stars?
Sure.
Okay.
There's one, but I was watching Erick Rowan vs. Aleister Black, and I just said to myself, the absolute pace of this Erick Rowan match. Outstanding work. No, what it really was like, because we've been talking in the DMs about how Chris Van Vliet gets everyone.
Yeah, he books any guest.
Like what a stud at that, man. He gets everybody. And then I was like watching the Erick Rowan one for some reason, and while I was watching it, I was like, I'm gonna watch Erick Rowan matches. I just put on like 5 of them. It's like one of those dudes where it's like, he's actually quite a smart, creative dude.
He's the Vintner. He's a genius. That was his character.
Yeah. And then trust me, there's a full breakdown of the Erick Rowan character on that show, and it's great.
Nice.
Everyone should go listen to that bit specifically. He talks about the complete character development of the Erick Rowan character.
It's a long arc.
It is. There's a ton. Do you remember when he was Big Red?
They become Thor. They become like from Thor with their hammers.
He started at that as a Viking man, and then like there's so many. Okay, hey, do you remember Big Red Erick Rowan?
Yeah.
Yeah, feuding with the Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Erick Rowan babyface against on Team Dolph Ziggler against the Corporation?
No. Though that was kind of like related to that was like the Vintner adjacent though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Vintner adjacent. Do you remember Erick Rowan and Luke Harper teaming up, not as the Bludgeon Brothers, but just wearing metal t-shirts?
No.
Yeah, they faced Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
And they didn't have hammers?
No, they were. It was post Bludgeon Brothers. It was post Eco Warriors. Erick Rowan.
Oh, that was when they brought like Harper back
for like a
hot
week.
Minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course we get to Erick Rowan with the cage.
You skip the entire Wyatt family, Erick Rowan, but sure.
I mean, that's the one that everyone knows. I want to go to the layers of the Erick Rowan character that people may have forgotten. It's just a lot to Erick Rowan. And, like, honestly, before, if you had said to me, hey, Erick Rowan comes in, joins the Dark Order, I would have been like, no, that's silly. But now I'm all in on it. Yeah, I kind of do.
Didn't Erick Rowan work Noah before he went to WWE?
Fuck yeah, he did. He's a fucking pro wrestling legend.
Let's see. He had one singles match against someone named Thoruf. I don't know who that is.
That's him.
That's his name. He was against Go Shiozaki.
Yeah, Thoruf Rude. Great name.
Thoruf.
Erick Rowan. Someone give Erick Rowan a chance and an actual push, damn it. He had, like, the cool sheep masks that were actually, like, at first were, like, shitty and whatever, but then he started turning them to, like, actual horror masks. Good stuff.
He did, like, 3 tours as well. Actually, no, this is 2 tours. That's just one very long tour and another tour. He did, like, 2 tours.
He
Good
should,
for you, Erick Rowan.
After Rowan, bring him back into Noah. Have him join Congo. Erick Rowan Appreciation Night.
That brings us to our NXT main event. Mercedes Martinez lost to Rhea Ripley in a steel cage match, and I think this is the first time Rhea Ripley felt like Rhea Ripley since she won the NXT Women's Championship.
Yes, but that was because they completely fed Martinez to her.
True, and
Martinez got like 25% of the offense.
Really, Martinez is like 40. She's a veteran pro who has credibility, and you can do this with her. You can push her in the morning because she has that kind of credibility. She's that good a wrestler. So it's a perfectly fine use of Mercedes Martinez.
And she has an aura to her.
because like no one else could have done this on this show at the moment. Maybe EO, but that's a weird match
you'd be
to do.
sacrificing your champ.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but I also kind of thought Martinez was going to win this because I thought they were going to bring Rhea up. So it was just very weird to see her get completely eaten alive.
Well, that would suggest that Rhea is still on track to wrestle EO at some stage, or maybe they're building Rhea up for Raquel Gonzalez.
Once Mel beats EO, comes the champion.
Yes,
And then,
NXT Mel.
honestly, Dakota Kai and I just wanted to call her Mel. And she'd win the tag titles.
Who are the
Why
tag
not?
champs now? Who did they lose them to? I watched this
don't
show,
tell
I
me.
should know.
Don't tell me. I want to see if I can get this.
I
They
watched
lost
Payback. I should know who they lost those belts to.
To who did they?
Oh, I
do?
remember. Yes, one of them is a recent NXT alum.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna sit here. This is the trivia question for this week's episode. Who did last week? Who did Sasha and Bailey lose the WWE Women's Tag Team titles?
Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
There you go.
They're actually a cool team.
I
But,
like
like,
Shayna.
Just beat people. Yeah, Shayna was the best part of NXT for the first half of our review of it.
But yeah, Rhea won with the riptide through a table. Looked nasty.
That was pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I
finish.
was gonna say, like, I often gave shit like where Rhea would have like really amazing gear like with her pants, but then would have just a top on. She has like a cool top with like chains on it now, so she's got the perfect look. She's literally like, that's the perfect Rhea Ripley look now. All in, good show.
Yeah,
Bam.
good episode. But one of the, like, when I got to the main event of this show, I was like, oh, is there something after this? That's how, like, breezy this show was. It's like,
Yeah.
it just went right by.
Yeah, 100%.
Which brings us to AEW Dynamite, which opened with a skit, because of course we opened with a skit.
I was gonna do the pew 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 again
Oh, sorry.
because I'm so used to Dynamite being the first thing we talk about.
Oh, do you have the book in front of you?
Nah, we did the quiz.
Ah, well, yeah, we're done.
I took
Only
it.
one
I took
person
it
used
this
their
week.
hashtag last week, by the way.
I didn't even check. I forgot the hashtag.
Yeah. Eric Eels used the hashtag, so he got a reply from me.
Congratulations.
And if he put a follow request to you, you should accept it.
No, my he already follows me, but my thing's open at the moment.
Open? Is it going to be open
Yeah,
by the time this podcast goes up, though? That's the question.
You can legally follow me.
Why did you open it? Last time you opened it because you wanted someone to reply to you.
I opened it because I replied to somebody and I wanted them to see the message, and then I
Nice.
just left it open.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
All right. It's Chris Van Vliet. It's Chris Van Vliet, isn't it? You and your
It's
love of
me
Chris Van
begging to be on the podcast.
Even like type into to Don Callis and to Tony Khan and to
Yeah.
Gato to hire Eric Rowan.
Yeah, this is my official open invitation to Eric Rowan and to Chris Van Vliet. Anytime you guys want to be on the podcast.
So yeah, AEW opened with a Jericho and MJF skit. Sure, good, great.
I like this skit. It was fun.
The better part of the skit was when they both tweeted, when the 1 million rating came out, they both quote tweeted at the same time saying you're welcome. That was actually a better gag.
It was probably unintentional too. They probably both just legitimately did that.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like this. It reminded me of like when Dynamite had crowds. This was a good Dynamite crowd skit.
Which led us into our opening contest as the Jurassic Express defeated the Lucha Bros. I'm sick of the Lucha Bros losing all the time, but sure.
I want them to be. Like, it was in this match as I was watching it. I was like, it's time for the Lucha Bros to be singles guys.
Well, they teased breaking them up after. I think they teased break. I have no idea what they really did after the match, but I think they teased breaking them up.
Don't worry, I remember. As they were teasing the dissension, I was like, yes, I am an oracle.
But then King.
Because I had just said it to myself, like, yes, break them up. And then like they did like the thing, because like I felt this was a little rambly. It went on a little long. I think it wasn't exact, because you know they just send these guys out and say do the segment. I think they need to tell them, hey, it needs to be done by this time. But yeah, like when they did the faux, like I'll shake your hand. No, I'm not. I was like, yeah. I wanted Pentagon to just drive a Phoenix right there.
Because yeah, based on the post match, I thought they were madder at Butcher and the Blade, and then it's like, no, they're mad at each other. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but because Phoenix, they had it like in hand, I guess, and then Phoenix ruined it.
There you go. Yeah. God, they're too talented to do nothing. I don't mind if you break them up. Give them a big feud. Give them singles pushes. But they've done nothing on this show this summer.
Yeah.
And, like, there was the period where they weren't there, which is fine.
They
But
weren't
since
there
they've
for
come
like 2 months, to be fair.
Yeah, and when they came back, they've done nothing since they come back. Just do things with the feet of the Lucha Bros. God, come on.
Remember, like, they felt like legitimately the 6th or 7th biggest stars on the show when they first signed. It was like the Elite and then them.
Yeah.
Like, Elite, Jericho, Park, them.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I don't know, are Jurassic Express biggest stars now?
They're certainly pushed more.
I liked that after this match, Kingston took the shot at Park.
Do you think that's going to be a 6-man?
Park and the Lucha Bros versus Butcher and the Blade and Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah, if they can get Park in.
Because I don't think... This is where it's like, I don't know how much credit to give AEW. Like, that could just be a thing Eddie Kingston dropped in his promo because he knew it would get a pop, and it did. From everybody
I think, like,
watching.
in the long run, they're going to do something with, like, regardless of if that was the intent with this particular promo, I think that's where it was going to go regardless.
Which means you're not getting your Lucha Bros breakup. Death Triangle will return.
Death Triangle. That great music, which is just the screaming version of the Lucha Bros theme. What if, like, you know, Monkey's Paw, we said we wanted, like, a Dragon Gate 6-man title, but then the Butcher and the Blade and Kingston win it?
That sure would be a good set of first champions.
Instead of Park and the Lucha Brothers.
I don't know. Bless the Butcher and the Blade. I enjoyed them.
I do like them, yeah.
They're like
the Butcher, obviously, big Liam guy.
Yeah, but they're like the, I don't know, 9th best team on the show.
To be fair, they also have, like, 8 of the best teams in America.
And they are probably ahead of FTR. I'm not even doing a bit. FTR, the Butcher and the Blade carried them to it. Like, the only really good match, actually, the STU match was good as well. But the best FTR match in AEW has been the Butcher and the Blade match, so. There you go.
Good stuff. But yeah, obviously, I like Kingston. Kingston gets legitimate reactions on this show. Like, I went back and watched the Battle Royal from All Out, and Kingston, like, for real, got one of the biggest reactions on the show. Just for his music. So
it's amazing what happens when you let people talk on the show and then they get over. It's a magical formula.
Especially when you let one of the best talkers in the world talk.
As opposed to their mute women's division and they wonder why they don't get over.
I don't think they wonder why. I think they know why they don't get over. They just don't make any change.
Jake Roberts cut a promo. His boy is going to kill Mox.
This is exactly how you should use Jake Roberts.
Yes, backstage, produced. There you go. Job done. Matt Hardy cut a promo that he will not die. Did you think this was gross, or did you think it crossed the line?
Thank you. This is exactly what I thought while I was watching it. I was like, I'm sure it's all Matt Hardy's own words, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they said go out there and apologize. But the fact that he went out there and was like, I fell on my head. I'm sorry. It's like, no, it's not what we're not mad at you, Matt.
It is basically the Matt, like the company sending Matt out there to absolve them of guilt. And even if Matt is like on board with that, and Rebby was in the goddamn crowd, is cutting to shots of her holding the baby,
and she didn't seem happy with it.
Like,
she looked mad.
This was one of the like this. I don't know. This is just.
This was very NXT of you guys.
It's very like Vince would make somebody do this. It's like, go out and say it's not our fault.
Yeah. Well, Vince did do this just to a way more horrible extent with the Pillman stuff.
Yeah, it was a good promo. He got a good promo. Matt can talk.
Yeah, it's a good fiery babyface promo, even though he's like literally saying that's not what he's doing. But yeah, he did also say he wants to go after titles, which like
him and Brody would be a nice little program.
Sure,
they'd have a nice little match.
I always love when pro wrestlers are like, pro wrestling fans rule. It's like, yeah, it's the reason you have a job.
Yeah.
It's like, I get why you're saying it. I just always think it's very funny. It's like, yeah, like, whenever, like, my favorite ones is like, someone will be like, yeah, pro wrestling fans are the coolest. And it's like, no, we're not. Don't say that. There's much cooler fan groups.
We're just a bunch of nerds who are angry about everything.
We're like the gamers of the sports world.
Hey, we're not that bad. We're above the gamers. Come on.
There's times where we approach gamer levels.
Like, for all fandoms approach gamer levels at some stage, but gamers are... It's called gamer levels for a reason. That's where they exist
I love
permanently.
the term. I adore the term gamer as like a derogatory term. It's so funny. Speaking of gamers, oh damn it, it's not in the next segment. It's gonna do a perfect segue.
No, we still have a couple matches to go before Miro shows up, so sorry.
The best gamer.
The best gamer is Orange Cassidy, who defeated Angelico.
Yeah. People really hate Angelico.
People, he's fine. He has cool gear.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, he needs to drop the arm gimmicks.
I like the arm gimmicks.
He'd look much cooler without the arm gimmicks.
No, I like him just being a walking Monster Energy drink.
He's a handsome boy.
He's very handsome.
And he does real cool submissions.
He had a 3-minute match where he lost. How can you get mad at him?
Yeah. I mean, I guess people wanted Jack Evans in this, but I think Jack Evans is currently dealing with a broken face.
Yes.
So,
That is the medical term.
yeah, so it wasn't going to happen, no.
It's weird. I find it very strange watching Orange Cassidy do squash matches.
It's so odd.
It really is. It's like Orange Cassidy on national television is squashing Angelico. It's like, what world do we live in?
This is exactly what I was interested to see when they signed Orange Cassidy, though, was to see how he transitioned his character into being seen every week.
Which is just like, he just becomes a wrestler.
Yeah, he just becomes a little more of a fiery, like, upstart dude, and less of a gotta drink some orange juice.
After the match, Santana Ortiz jumped to Orange. Trent and Chuck made the save, setting up a car park match. What's the technical term for that? Parking lot brawl?
Parking lot brawl.
Parking lot brawl next week between Proud and Powerful and the Best Friends.
I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, they'll beat the shit out of each other, yeah.
I just want Santana Ortiz to win and then, like, move on to something better.
I hope Trent's mom runs one of them over in her van.
That might actually happen, though.
Did you see the news story this week that Trent's mom brought all the AEW wrestlers cookies? It's like, God,
She's the best.
couldn't be more
She's
wholesome.
the best. They can never fire Trent or Chuck Taylor now. Like, they've got their jobs for life.
Everyone will be so upset about it. And they should actually give a contract to Trent's mom.
Like, the only way they're allowed to fire the Best Friends is if they ring up Sue first. And they just can't do it, so they can't fire him. Trent moves back in with his mum, so that when they kind of ring him up to fire him, that she picks up the phone.
They go around to the house and she answers the door with cookies. And they're like, oh.
We're giving Trent the title. That's what we came around to say.
Alex
This is a
Marvez
good sitcom bit.
tried to interview the Young Bucks, speaking of sitcom bits, and they got super kicked. Because
They
they're
got,
moody
fined
and
$5,000.
angsty.
Yeah, they didn't do their entrance against Jurassic Express, with Jurassic Express, but then they did it against Jurassic Express. You see, there's continuity here.
Are they turning everybody heel? Is the entire elite turning heel? Is that the thing? Hangman is the only one that won't turn.
That would actually be kind of sick, because then, like, Hangman just becomes the biggest face because he has to run through all of the heel elite.
There you go.
The heel elite.
Again, if the Young Bucks turn heel in the first year of AEW, that's an indictment of the AEW treatment of the Young Bucks, but that's an issue for if they cross that bridge. Miro! Gamers!
I like Miro, man. I'm excited for the gamer team.
And his very expensive clothing.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna do this bit.
Oh,
We're
the
gonna bring this
clothes
from
bit?
the Slack, are we?
Oh yeah, it's a big Voices of Wrestling point of contention in the Slack. I do think he looks like shit. My point is, like, people are like, oh, he doesn't look like crap. Those clothes are expensive. That sure costs $650. That makes him a dumbass.
Yeah, that's your problem. You just don't like people spending money on expensive clothes.
No, I like people who's spending money on expensive clothes that makes it. Like, buy a nice suit. Understandable. A nice tailored suit. Don't you buy a Disney shirt that they slap the Gucci logo on and they charge you $650 for.
I got no problem with the shirt. I got no problem with the chain. I think he looks cool. He does look. He looks like a hype beast gamer, man. That's what he's going for.
Is the pants the breaking point? The pants is the breaking point.
Yeah, the pants look awful. The pants look awful. The pants were way too loose.
Those pants cost $1,200, Liam.
Yeah, but like,
Why?
I still like the look. I like the look, man. Like, do what you do. I think apparently it was like a rush job. Like he had to rush to get clothes, and he couldn't find any like expensive hype beast clothes that fit him.
Did he forget
So-
he was debuting on national television?
I guess he thought he was going to be able to get... Maybe he thought he was living in a pre-COVID world where he could just get stuff easy. But I think Miro's going to be cool, man.
I think he doesn't care and he's not going to try.
See, I'm the opposite. I did think he didn't care, but then I watched his vlog and he convinced me that he cared. So either he's a very good actor or he has a lot of genuine excitement for this role. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt after initially thinking the same thing.
No man should ever pay more than €25 for a t-shirt. What's my limit for pants? I think my limit for pants is 50.
Okay.
I'm thinking about my limit for clothes prices.
As I say, I've definitely paid more than that for clothing, but whatever.
Unless it's like a really fancy pants. But not like Disney.
What about a
like,
suit?
I could buy a very nice Disney t-shirt for like $12. And it'll be nicer than the one he's wearing. It'll have like Chip and Dale on it. And I'll be like, look, it's Chip and Dale. Because Chip and Dale are the best.
I buy. Okay. Can I go back to the wrestling?
Or I share a birthday with Donald Duck. So
Do you?
get a nice... Yeah, Donald Duck came into existence on June 9th in the 30s,
I thought you meant like he had a canonical birthday.
No, it's very upsetting. If you watch, I believe it's Saludos Amigos, they say that his birthday is sometime in like September or something. I'm like, no, June. That's when he came into existence.
You had his point of conception. That's what you have. You should.
Yes. If you go and listen to the Magic by Design episode on Saludos Amigos, I get very upset about it. So I'm going to start plugging that podcast every week now on the show. Just Ken's in the other room trying to sleep. So the least I can do is plug the podcast and he'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Recording an episode on Aristocats tomorrow.
Oh man, I love Aristocats.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's the worst. I love it.
It's so bad. And this is actually going to go up before Magic by Design, so Ken's going to be upset with me spoiling my takes. But still.
I'm sure the crossover is massive.
Miro cut a lame promo about how WWE suck and he's all elite. I hated all of this. I hate all of this. It's stupid.
I think...
He's with Kip Sabian.
Yeah, Kip's just going to be his manager, I think.
I don't care. Kip is a nerd.
See, I actually thought that Kip... I didn't like Miro's... I liked the intensity of the promo. I didn't like what he was actually saying. I just thought it was pretty, like, rah-rah, fuck WWE stuff, which is, boring. And it's like, it's 2020. Can we get a new analogy besides the brass ring?
You at least go for the glass ceiling. Nice glass ceiling reference, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, sure. But I liked Kip's intro. I thought Kip was really funny. Yeah, I like Kip's whole, like, is this guy? No, get out of here, Puff. Brian Pillman, I hope you have a bad birthday. I got a few chuckles out of that, I will admit. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm keen on this Miro thing. I think it's going to be good. I think he'll probably have a good match with Kenny Omega one day. I kind of hate the blank is all elite posts now because they look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not good graphic design.
No.
But I think I liked his little gold tights that he had. Like, gold is the most slam dunk tight color you can do. Like, you can't have bad gold tights. It's just impossible. And then
Jake Lee has great gold tights.
And Jason Lee?
Oh yeah, Jake Lee's the Noah one, isn't he?
Nope.
Who's Jake Lee?
Old Japan.
There you go. I don't even know who my favorite wrestlers are. It's I can't even commit to my bits.
Yeah. And Miro is featured prominently on the Full Gear poster, so hopefully he'll have a big match and we can see if he actually will care or not.
Along with all the other ex-WWE stars on those posters.
One of these guys. Your own tweet. Your own tweet, Darren.
I do think my broader problem is I think they've signed too many people, not too many WWE people, but that's a different issue.
Well, the problem is they haven't released anyone, and nor should they during a global pandemic, but the problem is there's a lot of in, there's no out.
So it just piles up. And people disappear and the Lucha Bros just get lost in the shuffle, and you're like, how does that happen? Come on, guys. Yeah, the WWE stuff, I'm just like, I don't have an objection to AEW throwing shots. I think it's funny. But like when it's the first promo, Miro, first thing out of his mouth is, fuck WWE, I'm great. These people see my... It's like, that's so boring. Like, it's just not interesting to me. It's like, I don't care about your time in WWE. I want to know why I should care about you now. And he didn't give me a reason to care about him now from this promo, for many different reasons.
That's why his, like, I think his vlog that he did was a much better introduction than his actual promo. Like, if he had have spoke from the heart like that, and if he had to come out, instead of looking bitter, he came out looking excited and like, there's so many people here, I'm looking to fight, I want to be the champion, something like that. He spent his promo tearing down a company he doesn't work for instead of building up a company that he is starting to work for.
Or at the very least, building up himself.
Yeah. It's like, you could come out there and go, there's so many people here, I want to fight, and just do something like that. You know, make us interested in why you're here, and not remind us of how you were positioned poorly somewhere else.
Hangman Page, interviewed by Tony. He's sad.
Yeah.
Mostly sad.
Sad cowboy.
He is an anxious, sad millennial cowboy.
Oh, poor guy. He's going to be the biggest babyface in this company.
He is the biggest babyface in this company.
No, but like he's going to be like Tanahashi.
Go Ace.
He's like the ace. And I'm very excited.
Ace in the hole. Big Sonny Siaki.
Clearly that's why Tanahashi tried to recruit him for his non-existing stable that one time.
He knew.
He saw the potential.
Also, Tanahashi's like, if I team with this guy, we can book him out on a horse. And that's cool.
Yeah, they both have amazing hair. Imagine the trio of Tanahashi, Ibushi, and Adam Page.
I would faint. I don't think I'd handle... I don't even get to through the entrances. I'd be like, oh.
Clearly, the dream match, which I think we've actually mentioned on the show before, is the Golden Aces versus the Golden Stallions.
There you go.
One day. At the big AEW New Japan Super Show, that'll happen one day.
It'll just take Kenny producing like 3 or 4 more Undertale promos, and it will happen.
And we'll get there.
We'll pull them together.
Yes, one day.
Chris Jericho and Jake Hager defeated Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. I didn't like this match.
Again, this would mean something if Janela and Kiss were presented better.
It's like, yeah, they squashed Janela last week, then beat him up. So I do at least like that they came back and gave them the match. They weren't just nerds beaten up and disposed of, but then they came back and lost. So I don't know. And the idea of Hager and Jericho as oh god, them against FTR. Oh no.
J&J.
Oh no. Jericho and Hager against FTR would be certainly a wrestling match. Sonny Kiss.
More like, wait, I have a pun.
Sonny Miss.
No, it's a J&J pun.
Oh, sorry,
more
go
like
on.
J&J insecurity.
Ah, very good.
Because they're so gotten to. Alright, continue.
My Sonny Miss pun was a good wordplay because he misses like half his moves.
Yes. But when the other half hit, boy.
They look awesome. They rule. And then he does the rest of it and it looks like shit. Yeah, it's like, why can't you beat the good one? That's the thing that'll come with
time, though, I think. You know.
But like, if he's only going to be working these kind of matches, is he going to get that opportunity?
Clearly, we need a developmental brand. Put it on Tuesday.
Well, there's Dark and there's many other things.
Put it on Tuesdays.
I will not acknowledge that.
What would their like parody NXT name be?
FTR, but it's meant to spell future instead of next.
Oh boy.
That's terrible. I love it.
Oh god, that works too. boy. Oh no.
MJF fired his his campaign team and then got in Wardlow's face and he's like, Wardlow, I pay you money, and Wardlow's like, and MJF's like, I'll fire you, and then Wardlow's like, oh, and he backs down.
Wardlow's the coolest. He has to feed his family. He's a working collar man. He has to feed his family.
He should just rip his head off and take the ring off his finger and sell it for whatever 40 grand it's worth. And then
once again, we're seeing big business hold down the working class man. Clearly, Wardlow and with all the fired campaign members should form a union of some sort, where they can use their collective bargaining power to stop MJF
from ever being pushed.
Yes, from taking their push. Hopefully, like, this is all just the big lead up to Wardlow and Lee Johnson teaming up together.
Yes, forming a stable
called the Union.
John Moxley got a promo on Lance Archer. He's gonna beat him up. They're gonna fight.
Moxley is a good promo at the end.
Tully and FTR in the ring. They were having a celebration. Sure. Oh no, I forgot to mention.
This is the worst part of the show.
Before we get into it, but during Hangman's backstage bit, he's like, The whole match, the fans were sitting on their hands wondering when they were going to turn. It's like, that's why
that
they were
rules.
sitting on their hands.
That
like,
rules.
man, sure.
That's great. Like, I love that shit. Turn it into the story. I love it.
No other reason why people weren't interested in that match.
I'm really surprised by how divisive that match was.
I don't think
Like, I
it's
just expected
divisive. I think
it-
it's nearly universally panned, except Dave Meltzer. Who
I've
gave
seen
it
a lot
4.5
of people say
stars.
they like it. I've seen a lot of people who aren't, online Twitter people enjoy it.
Are they like contrarian opinion people though?
No. Like, more of my more casual fans. Who,
Look
like,
at you
friends
with
who
your
are fans.
Casual fans anecdotes.
No, but I'm saying I have friends that, like, they're not on Twitter, they're not these kind of people, but they watch AEW and they watch WWE and they watch NXT, and they really liked the FTR tag match. So,
Opinions
I don't
that
know,
cannot
I
be
guess maybe...
trusted. They enjoy things that are boring. They're probably like the Schneider. These are the people that like the Schneider cut. It's like, Justice League was a briskly paced 2-hour film. Let's make it 2 hours longer.
Hey, if they don't know what fucking Dragon Gate is, do they even get an opinion?
No, that's the law. If they can't tell the difference between Jake Lee and Jason Lee, they have to get out of here. They don't deserve to talk about wrestling.
If they don't have Go Shiozaki in their Wrestlers of the Year, if they haven't seen Tetsuya and I was gonna say Naito, but Tetsuya Endo's great DDT run this year, what, they don't get an opinion. Get him out of here. Get him out.
All right, you can bury the FTR segment now.
Yeah, it was bad and boring and raw.
These guys, they stink. They're terrible. They're really bad.
It was in your face.
Oh, they're the worst. Like, oh god, I was excited for the revival, and now I'm not. I'm so not.
Like, it really makes you put those great NXT matches in perspective, doesn't it?
It makes me ask the question: how good were American Alpha and DIY? Like,
I have always firmly said that American Alpha were like the best of all three of those guys.
yeah, they're a great team. And it's a shame
Amazing.
Chad Gable is doing nothing and Jason Jordan is retired.
Well, Chad will probably get fired soon, so we might see him do something better.
He'll just
Jason
retire. He'll
R.I.P.
teach kids amateur wrestling or something. He'll never wrestle again, and it'll be one of the most tragic stories in the history of wrestling. That Chad Gable was never a huge star.
Oof. I really wish that like more of those like random 40-minute American Alpha revival house show matches got leaked. I'd watch the shit out of those right now.
You just watch the
And
takeover matches.
I did. I recently watched all the takeover matches.
Ricky Starks did his Darby Allin bit again. Sure.
I thought he was gonna wrestle as Darby Allin, which would be way better. Like he does Darby's moves and shit. Does
would
the
be
coffin
funny.
drop. Yeah, do that.
Does it
next time.
badly. Does a couple stumbles.
Yeah, like he like botches his first attempt at the coffin drop, and like the dude moves out the way. He gets the the pin up that Cody pinned him with on him, but then he kicks out.
Yeah.
Good stuff. See, there's a lot of stuff to do there.
Instead, they just did the same thing they did a couple of weeks ago. So, sure.
There's one really loud dude in the crowd that was completely shitting on this promo.
Good. As I said, it's
It was
like
very funny.
this again. It's like, you've seen this before.
You could just hear from the crowd like someone go like, "Yeah, Ricky." It's like, shut up, random dude. There's 200 people in the crowd. We can hear you. Oh no, it's the return of that one fan from when AEW started that I used to hate.
The fans they've really added nothing. Like it's actually remarkable how little they've added. It's like there's a few hundred of them there, so it's not like it's going to be a huge noise. But it's like it's really not appreciably different than it was before they were allowing fans in.
I think it helps with initial reactions to things,
The
but
Mox
there's
gets
no
good
like
reactions to the
sustained
start.
sound.
Yeah.
Like when like music hits or something, they'll do like a whoa, but like during the match they're not popping for spots.
Tay Conti made her Dynamite debut losing to Nyla Rose.
Hell yeah.
Sheeta ran out, setting up basically Nyla against Sheeta again. Which is
Cool.
surprised they didn't do that rematch earlier, but yeah. Sure. Good.
Yeah, do it again, but like, for the love of Christ, don't put Nyla over.
No, not a hope.
This is Sheeta. Sheeta run.
Like Nyla is a nice little middle of the road challenger on the road to the pay-per-view, and then they won't build up a challenger for the pay-per-view, and they'll, I don't know, hire Allysin Kay from the NWA this time to challenge. Or Melina.
I was gonna say they should just bring in women from every company.
The big Melina run, or who's the Women of Honor champion now? Is it?
I think they scrapped that. I think they were doing a title tournament and then it got cancelled because of COVID.
Oh, so yeah, they can bring in Angelina Love or Velvet Sky or Sumi Sakai, one of the many stars of Women of Honor.
No, well they had Savoy. She was like a Woman of Honor for a bit.
Just build up frickin'
Your own people. Just build up your own people.
Yeah, just build up Evilise as a killer and just put her in the match. God's sake, this isn't hard. God, AEW, just do it. Stop it. Kenny Omega sat down with JR. Kenny's very angsty. He's
bang,
like,
bang, 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 bang.
basically like, I fell into a team with Hangman Page by accident, and it kind of worked.
I loved how he's like, I made the joke where it's like, he was just reading his Twitter mentions.
Yeah.
He's like, I should have been a star. I was supposed to be the first champion. I was like, yeah.
I liked how it's like, me and Hangman. It was an accident, really, but it gave me something to do.
See, I kind of like that because it shows the cockiness of him, where he's like, I wasn't ever planning to be like the best tag team in the world, but I fell into it, so.
It just kind of happened, and we just beat all the other teams in the division.
Yeah, rules. Kenny's the best, man.
My favorite part about the Hangman and Kenny run is they beat half of those teams while they were like knocking each other's heads off.
Yeah, so it's like even when they weren't on the same page, they were still
beating the Lucha Bros while accidentally Buckshot Larry each other.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like they're not going.
They're gonna have a good match though when they wrestle.
I felt like Kenny's hair was more evil this week. I DM'd that to you.
Yeah, it wasn't darker though. The normal hair canon for Kenny is that when he turns evil, it goes black. It was just dark brown and blonde.
I felt there was a darker brown though.
I think there was more brown than blonde.
It's getting there.
If we start seeing black roots, we'll know. What if he could actually he doesn't need to dye his hair? He can just change it
He's like
by sheer force of will.
It's like a Dragon Ball character. His hair just turns.
So we'll look forward to seeing Ken and Paige. I wish it had an arena of people for that match.
That's if it happens, which it might not. I still think that's down the line. I think that think that match happens when Paige beats Omega for the belt.
You think they save it that long?
I do, because I think they're going to just do Mox and Omega for the pay-per-view.
At Full Gear.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think it, but I also had no one else in mind, so.
Mox will face Archer on the October 14th Dynamite, which they're calling the anniversary show, but it's like a week after the anniversary, so. Sure?
I guess maybe the week before would have been a day before their anniversary, and they're like, no, it doesn't count.
No, that would have been the 7th.
It's still under a year.
They debuted in the 3rd.
Are they doing an anniversary of the first show or of the announcement? Well, the announcement was
January.
New Year's. Yeah.
So yeah, they
debuted the first show.
And the anniversary show's on the 14th. It makes no sense. I'm upset.
I don't know, man.
Or October 2nd is when they debuted.
At least they waited until it was over a year and not under a year.
But over the year would be the episode on the 9th, and they've got the episode on the 7th. And they've gone a week past that. So I understand not doing it.
I don't know.
Not acknowledging dates.
Tony, slide in the DMs and explain your choice here.
Yes.
Big fan of the show. Tony Khan.
That brings us to our main event as Brody Lee defeated Dustin Rhodes to retain the TNT Championship in I like this match. Good, enjoyable match.
It was alright.
It's nothing special, but it was a nice little... Dustin got some fiery comebacks. Lost.
I was going to say, I appreciated Dustin, coming in there piss and vinegar, as they say. Brody needs to change his gear if he's going to wear that red belt. It does not fit his current attire. He goes up with the pure white coat, and then he has black under it, and he's just got the glaring red belt. It's very funny.
I don't like Brody's gear in general. I know you do. I'm like, nah. I don't like
well, I just think it's better than what his first gear was, which was shit.
Still think you should rip off Kevin Nash's gear.
He shouldn't have the top on. He should just be, lumberjack man. Beating people up.
Yeah, Dustin made this match feel important.
Yeah, there was a good fire in this match. I also kind of wish Brody didn't need as much time to beat him. I wish he kind of put him down quicker.
I like that technically suggests that Dustin is better than Cody, so I'm on board with this.
But yeah, that's all I wish. I just there was a lot of good stuff here. It was exactly what it was going to be. I don't think anyone expected 5-star Dustin Brody Lee match. but it was a damn fine main event.
I find it very funny that like the show ended with all of Cody's friends being murdered, right? And they cut to an announcement, which we didn't see on the fight stream because it's US specific, but it was a TNT announcement.
I was very confused.
Of a Go Big show. It was a talent show. It has Rosario Dawson and Snoop Dogg. So like they did this big angle centered around Cody's friends being killed, and then they're like, Cody has a big announcement, and cuts to him announcing a reality TV show. It's like, okay. Like, I get it, that's a TNT initiative. Maybe save like the big all of Cody's friends are dead angle for the week that you're not announcing him, having him end the show with a reality show, or he doesn't
or maybe
care.
just don't announce it as an update.
Just end the show. Just end the show and go into it.
Yeah, like you ended the show early anyway. People are still going to be around.
Yeah, it's totally very strange, but I get why it happened.
That's such a weird show.
Yeah.
What a weird collection of people that they have for it.
Snoop Dogg and Rosario Dawson.
Big Cody. Bert Kreischer. I did say, like, I think it was pretty funny. It's like, everyone got really mad at Tom Segura for making fun of wrestling fans, and then Tom Segura's best friend starts hosting a show with a wrestler.
Yeah, but he was doing a bit. Come on. People that
yeah,
bite
like,
on that.
imagine actually getting mad at that stuff.
Oh, wrestling fans are wrestling. Wrestling in general is never
Gamers.
as insecure as when they're attacked from the outside. It's like, oh no, we're legitimate.
The minute someone goes, oh, you know it's not actually real, right? Wrestling fans just tear their hair out in front of them. Just like, no!
You know the Avengers isn't real either.
You still go see movies.
Match of the
Like,
week,
just
Liam.
accept that what we like is dumb. Go Cole and Balor. No, not even fucking close,
Yeah, also Finn
man.
Balor.
That
Show
was
the
like
week.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, and Finn. Sneaky good year for dearest Finn.
Oh dear, it's Finn.
Show of the week.
NXT.
Oh, Liam. Is this the first time ever? Has NXT won for the back-to-back weeks? I'm not sure. I have to check.
There may have been one time early on that NXT won 2 in a row.
Because Poll says, as I try to find it on our Twitter feed, 80-20. But cursed AEW fans.
This was good. Like, both shows were good.
Yeah, I thought AEW was decent and NXT was good. I do think there was like a step between them. I do think like NXT was actively better than AEW. But
I don't know if I'd go that far. But
AEW
I
was
liked both
perfectly
shows a lot.
inoffensive for the most part for me this week.
Which is better than normal for you.
Except Miro's pants.
Damn those pants. I like the shirt though, I gotta admit. I don't like it $650 a lot, but I like the shirt.
Yeah, if it was $20, I'd be like, alright. I might buy it.
Had a cool chain.
$650 is so much money for
What's the first Miro feud?
Who's feuding with Kip Sabian?
No one.
There you go. Who's gonna crash
No
the
one.
wedding? Maybe his first feud is Kip Sabian when he crashes the wedding.
I hope like the whole thing is that there's no actual wedding. Like there's no wedding on the screen. Like he's just the best man.
He just gets married off screen. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
during the week, Kip got married. Here's some photos.
Yeah, and like they come out, they're wearing like suits that are like wrecked and whatever to make fun of people who were saying he needed to be in a suit. And he comes out in a wrecked like suit. They're all drunk still. They're like, yeah, the fucking wedding was sick. It'd be a much better payoff than doing a wrestling wedding. But it's probably on Tony's bucket list to do a wrestling wedding, so.
There you go. And traditionally, wrestling weddings do pop a rating. So, there you go.
Especially Rusev wrestling wedding.
If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at WarGamesPod, where you can vote in the poll. If you'd like more Elite coverage in your podcasting feed, you can listen to Everything Elite. If you'd like more W Television Show coverage in your podcasting feed, you can listen to Shake Them Ropes. You can follow me on Twitter at Garkini. You can currently follow Liam on Twitter at Larrikin. Unless in the... Like, I don't know, I'm probably not going to edit this tonight, so it's probably going to be tomorrow morning that it goes up. So in that in like the 12 hours...
So I don't feel like going to the effort of closing it yet, so...
There you go.
It's a free game.
Next week, we'll talk about the PlayStation reveal, Liam. Ooh.
Ooh.
a hook.
Please go to my Twitter and look at my great Erick Rowan thread that I've been posting. I will continue to update the Erick Rowan thread.
Thanks for listening, and bye-bye.
Red.